Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video. For today's video, I'm going to be filming my week 1 and week 2 check-in for September. I did not set these pages up with you guys, but definitely stay tuned because I finally filmed, or I'm filming, a budget planner setup. I know I've gotten a few questions as to my setup and if I could make a video out of that, so that is coming pretty soon, but I decided to film this weekly check-in because I am of course behind, and so in order for me to catch up, I have to definitely check in for week 1 and week 2. So I already did set up my weekly check-in spread here. I am missing a script here, which I think I'm going to make myself after this video, but we can go ahead and get started. So the first thing I am going to do is break up my month. I also do have new nails, by the way. Do you guys like them? Okay, so week 1 is going to be from the 1st until the 5th. So I'm just going to write from the 1st until the 5th. Then week 2 will be from the 6th until the 12th. Week 3 for me will be from the 13th until the 19th. And as you guys can see, I'm going from Monday through Sunday. That's typically what I like to do. Then week 4 will be from the 20th until the 26th. So from the 20th until the 26th. And week 5 will be from the 27th until the 30th. So that is how I'm going to be splitting up my week. And we can, or I can go ahead and start. I think I'm going to lay down my budget expense stickers, which I have right here since I'm going to be weekly checking in for 2 weeks. As you guys can see, I have quite a few expenses, so I am ready to go. Okay, so let me check my trackers here that I keep in my pocket planner. And let's go through these. The first expense that I have was on the 2nd. I went to Trader Joe's. I'm debating, I think I'm going to go ahead and lay down the stickers for the first week and then for the 2nd week. I don't know how confusing that will be. But I also have another grocery expense. For Costco, I went ahead and picked up, I think, some hot dogs and hot dog buns for my little brother's party. My mom needed some more, so I went to go pick that up, and I took that out of groceries. So that is pretty much it for groceries for the first week. Then for household, I have one expense on the 2nd. I bought a dustpan for $10. Well, my mom actually bought it and I just sent her the money, so that was $10. And that was it for the first week. Then for eating out with my little light pink sticker, and I did go ahead, I don't know if you guys can tell, I went ahead and changed out my allowance budget expense color with one from September, so I'm using that now. I believe it was September number 2, if you guys were wondering. So next, for eating out, let's see, I have one expense of $46.25 on the 4th, and that was for Universal Studios. I don't know if you guys know this, I did go ahead and get a video up of that, but we went to Universal Studios for my little brother's birthday, and that was not all of the like birthday weekend expenses. I actually have some more in my sinking funds, which I will just show you guys towards the end once I am done checking in. So that was the only eating out expense this first week. And then, do I have any beauty expense? With 2 of them. I bought some hair dye as well as, I believe, shaving cream on the 1st. So that came out of beauty. And that was $24.68. And then another expense on the 4th, I bought some conditioner, also from Amazon, and that was $9.89. At the time that I'm filming this, I'm actually running low of shampoo, so that might just be something that I add for the next week. Those are all of the expenses for week 1. So I'm going to go through and write down some no spend stickers. For no spend, I only have one on the 3rd. So now let's move right along to weekly checking in for week 1. So let's write down my categories, which I know I did mention that I was going to go back to cash envelopes, but at the time that I'm filming this, I still have not, because I wanted to wait to film these videos. So I think I'm just going to start with cash envelopes in the month of October. I know that I mentioned it when I filmed my budget video, but that's just not going to happen at the moment, which I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, let's go for categories. I have, as you guys saw, groceries, household, eating out, allowance, beauty, gas, and unbudgeted, like so. And then I do have some rollover amounts from the month prior, so I'm gonna look through these. I don't roll over anything for groceries, so I'm just going to put 0 here. But I do roll over for household. So for household, I am rolling over $6.35 from the month prior. For eating out, I am rolling over $2.71. Nothing for allowance. I roll that over to my allowance sinking fund. But for beauty, we have a whopping 95 cents. And then nothing for gas. Then of course from budgeted, I just not get anything. All right, I am all ready to weekly check-in. So let's go on to groceries first. For groceries, I have an expense for Trader Joe's of $36.49 and Costco of $15.18. And for this month, let me see, which one can I use? Let's put it back. My yellow one here. I don't know, maybe like a green one. Yeah, let's do this one. Okay, so this is a marker I will use to check this off. So let's go ahead and check off my grocery spending, which I'm also going to check off my car payment, car insurance, and my renter's insurance, which I'm not too sure why, but it ended up being a little bit higher than the quote they had given me last month. I think they told me like 15 something. That's what I put in my budget. But it ended up being $18.83. So yeah, they told me $15.33 and it ended up being like $3 more. So I'm not going to fix that right now. I'll probably fix it off camera. But once again, in total I spent $51.67. So then I'm going to go ahead and subtract that from what I started with in the month, which was $200. So 200 minus 51.67 means that at the end of week 1 I had $148 with 33 cents. Then for household, I have one expense of $10. And I believe I started with $80, so $80 plus the $6.35 that I rolled over minus 10 equals $76.35. Now for eating out, I have one of $46.25. So $46.25 spent. And for eating out, I started with $160. So plus the $271 minus the $46.25. At the end of week 1, I had remaining $158 and $16 with 46 cents. Then I don't have anything for allowance. I do not. So nothing for allowance. I'm going to write a 0 here. And remaining, I know I have $100. Next for beauty, I do have one for my conditioner. That was $9.89 spent. I am editing and I just realized that I forgot to add the other beauty expense. Beauty this month I started with $2.25 plus my 95 cents and minus the $9.89. Left over at the end of this week I had $216 with 6 cents. And then I know I don't have any purple stickers, which would mean gas. So I'm going to go through, write zeros, and then I started with $80 for gas. So let's write 80 remaining. And then of course I also do not have any red budget expense stickers, which would mean an unbudgeted expense. So I'm just gonna go through and write a 0 here as well. And a dash because I do not budget anything for that category. So that was the numbers that I'm ending with in week 1. Now moving on to week 2. Let's see. In week 2, I have a few expenses actually. On the 6th, I went to both Ralph's and Trader Joe's. I believe I went with my mom and my little brother Andrew. So I spent $35.44 at Ralph's and $17.62 at Trader Joe's. And then the last grocery expense that I have was on the 9th. I spent $34.10 for Target. So, and for household, I bought some flowers from Trader Joe's, so I'm going to go ahead and lay this sticker down. I should probably, so I'm actually going to put the flowers between the two groceries expenses. Right there. Okay, so I bought some flowers for $8, and then on the 9th at Target, what did I end up buying? Oh, I bought a shower gel. So that was $10.19. So as you guys can see, even though I, let's say, pay within the same transaction, I always do like to separate my household items from my groceries. That's just what I like to do personally. But I know a lot of people combine those two together. Anyways, next for eating out, I have an expense on the 10th for girls' night, which I only put $13.88 because most of my girls' night spending I took out for my girls' night sinking fund. So you will see that once again once I show you guys my sinking funds, but that's what came out of my eating out envelope. And then on the 12th, I went to In-N-Out, and that was $14.88. Okay, so, and then I have one more expense, actually 2 more. Oh, I completely forgot to add this on 4th, but that was when I paid for my Quechua class, which was $97.11. Sorry, this is on an other little sticker, so that's why it didn't really matter for the weekly check-in. It just means that I half budget for it, but that I don't weekly check in for it. That's what that other sticker means. And now lastly, I spent $35 for a semi-personal training on the 9th. So that I took out of my allowance. So I'll put that on top of these two. There you go. Okay, so those were all of my expenses for the 2nd week. And now I'm going to go through and lay down some payday sticker and my no spend stickers. Okay, so payday, I'm going to lay that down on Tuesday. And then for no spend, I have 2. Which now looking back at this, I feel like just looking at it, I've spent so much on groceries. But honestly, I've been doing really good with like the way that I'm eating and not going out to eat. I'm pretty much eating all of my meals at home. I don't think, yeah, not really. Aside from like the girls' night and well, In-N-Out once here, I've been eating all of my like weekday meals at home. So it's okay, let's go through and check in for week 2. So once again, write down my categories. And then for the rollover section here, or column, I'm just gonna make dashes because I only roll over once in the beginning of the month. Okay. So for groceries, let's go ahead and add up all of these stickers. We have 17.62, 35, 44, and 34.10. Let's go ahead and check these off as I'm going through them. In total for groceries, I spent $87 with 16 cents the second week. So if I subtract that from what I had remaining last week, after week 2, I have remaining 61.17, which seems like such a low number, but I'm actually in this week right now filming and I haven't gone grocery shopping, so I think I should be pretty good. I hope. But okay, that was groceries. Then for household, I have one expense of $8 and one of $10.19, so that is $18.19 spent. A total of $58.16 remaining. Then for eating out, I have 2 expenses. This is actually really funny. One of $13.88 and the other $14.88. So check these off. Oh, I can also check off my student loan payment right here. So in total, that was $28.76 minus $116.46 from last week. That gives me $87.70. Then for allowance, I have one expense of $35, and I think that's the last one. So $35 spent here. So 100 minus 35 means that I have $65 remaining after week 2, and then the other categories, I know I didn't have any more stickers or any stickers for, so I'm going to write out zeros and put the same remaining as last week. So for beauty, oh sorry, wrong one. So for beauty, I have $216.06. For gas, I have $80. And dash for unbudgeted. So as you guys can see, for it being the second week of the month, I feel like I'm definitely a little low on groceries, but that's about it. The rest at this point in time, we're looking pretty good. And to show you guys that this was pretty low, let's see, I still have 3 weeks, let's say, after this. So 61.17 divided by 3 means that I should be spending $20 on groceries every week, which is bonkers. But like I mentioned, this week I haven't purchased groceries yet, so that would mean like $30 a week for the last 2 weeks. So we will see. Definitely stay tuned for my next weekly check-in videos because it's going to be interesting, I think. But everything else I think looks pretty good. Now moving on to my sinking funds, which I've had quite a bit of spending here. I'm going to show you guys my transaction log. So for transactions, I'm gonna go in order. I did go ahead and add one last one that I completely forgot about, but on the first I spent $86 and $17.75 for a Universal Studios ticket. I should probably put ticket here. Like I mentioned, we took my little brother to Universal Studios, so I didn't have enough money in my entertainment sinking fund, so I went ahead and used my adventures as well, which I think somebody asked me the difference between adventures or what adventures meant. And for me, adventures would be more for like traveling and stuff like that. But this time around, I decided to take some money for that ticket since I didn't have any more. And I could have totally taken it out of allowance, but I just decided to take it out of adventures because I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. So that's what I did for that. Then on the third, I spent $160 for gifts, and that was for Andrew's birthday weekend. I did give him some cash, but I also spent some money at Universal Studios and for some of his party decorations. So that's the $160. Then on the 4th, I spent $18.25 out of my miscellaneous sinking fund for my Quechua book. I completely forgot to add this into my budget. Like I mentioned, I've started a Quechua class, and they did assign a book. And so instead of it being an unbudgeted expense, I just went ahead and took it out of my miscellaneous sinking fund, which, you know, you can go about it any other way that you want, but that's just what I did. Then moving to the 6th here, which is right after that, I spent $12 out of my medical sinking fund. I bought some Claritin. I was having really bad allergies on the 6th. I think I might have been vlogging that day, but yeah, so I just went ahead and got that. Then on the 10th, I have 3 expenses. One was for gifts for Paula's birthday. I think we ended up splitting her meal when we went out to eat, as well as I had a really pretty 2-piece set that I let her have, and that was the birthday outfit she wore, so that was the gift that I gave her aside from this. Then I also went ahead and spent $42.94 for my girls' night sinking fund, so that's the difference of what I spent in total. As you guys saw right now, I just had that expense on the 10th, so in total it was about like $50 something. So that was that. And then I went ahead and used my miscellaneous fund one last time on the 10th for $9. I just went ahead and paid for parking for the night. But yeah, I've had, as you guys can see, quite a few sinking fund transactions, and that was, I feel like, all in the first 2 weeks, which that doesn't usually happen, but I've had a lot of birthdays going on and other stuff. So that is all for the transaction log for my sinking funds. And then the last section that I want to show you guys before I go is my variable income page. As I mentioned, you guys haven't seen me set this up because I am including that in my budget planner setup, but I did go ahead and set my variable income page with my sources. I did go ahead and add one for video editing because I am editing some videos for my nail tech Brenda. So that's what I included in there. And then for business expenses, so far I've had to pay for PicMonkey, $12.99, $26 from USPS for some stamps. And then I did go ahead and buy myself some lashes, and that came out to $35.13 because I do plan on filming some sort of get ready with me pretty soon on my channel. Probably like a Q&A type of deal, but yeah, so I went ahead and made that a business expense. And then lastly, I did have to pay for shipping on the 10th. That was $13.55. And was that it? Yeah, I think that is going to be it for this weekly check-in video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. Definitely stay tuned to see how I do the rest of the weeks this month, and hopefully I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!
I within through